airflow there, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and shut that off. Now it looks like I might have stalled it there when I was coming off of idle, coming back into idle. Looks like I kind of goofy with the clutch pedal, so no big deal there. Okay, so looking at this real quick, we can see here that we do need to add a little bit on the top end. Now looking at our dyno graph itself, seeing pretty much the same power, 690, so the green to the red line, it's essentially the same thing, and that's it's making the same power because I didn't change anything. We're just trying to fix the airflow model up top here. So looking at this, now we do see, as we're finding on the top end here, the duty cycle is quite high. Find here it's about 82%. Now, what I'm seeing here, and this is something when we get into the speed density tuning, we might have to come back in and touch this up again. I'm not logging the actual map pressure, so we can't see how close the calculated map and the map pressure are going to be. The calculated map is a function of mass airflow, because I increased it before by about 14% on the top end. So we went in and I brought in the additional airflow that I thought I needed based on what the fuel trims were showing. We saw it was around 160, 165 kPa in terms of the actual boost pressure. And this, again, looking at the actual map sensor have hooked onto this. And then looking now at what the calculated map is showing, this is 182 kPa. This is now saying that we're making more boost. We're not making more boost. The calculated map is a function of the mass airflow sensor. And we most likely have, as we're looking at this, to kind of break this down, and we'll get into this a little bit further, looking at this, this is pointing towards, on the top end here, showing that the fuel trims are trying to correct an issue, trying to correct being off of the target lambdas at 78. This is showing here that we're adding 8% to get our actual to the target, and then normally that we would say, okay, well, we need to correct our airflow models. I just showed in that last step where I was going in and adding some on the very top end. However, by going in here and adding airflow, it changes the calculated map, making that inaccurate. It also showing that we're moving a bunch more airflow here, which changes our air load value, which kind of puts it up into the to the tables a little bit different in terms of the engine load for spark timing, variable cam control, torque control, and all the tables that follow along with air load or engine load. We are actually baking in most likely a fuel problem, meaning the fuel pumps probably can't keep up with the fuel flow that we need for the engine. And as a result, we're losing some of that fuel flow up top here, and we're seeing that represent itself as a lean condition because the fuel pressure is most likely dropping. I don't have a way to actually verify this, but the fuel pressure is most likely dropping here at the top end, and I'm compensating for the loss of fuel pressure by trying to ramp up the injector pulse width based on trying to say to the engine control module, hey, you're moving a bunch more airflow than you actually are moving. So in this situation right here, we're seeing that it's showing that even though I added about 14% up top, this is now showing I still need to add another maybe 8-9%. That's incorrect. We want to represent our airflow or air mass a reasonable amount. If I add another 8-9%, we're going to find that it's probably going to be showing that I should be making something like 9 or 950 horsepower in terms of equating the airflow here to power potential. So as I mentioned before, this is showing about 86, 87 pound per minute. If we multiply that about 10.2, that gives us approximate flywheel horsepower. That's saying we're making 870 horsepower. If I add another 8-9%, that would mean I'm making something like 92 or 94 pound per minute, which means I would be making 940, 950 horsepower at the engine. That is incorrect. And what we're running into right now is likely a fuel supply problem as a result of the fuel pump itself not keeping up with the demands for the fuel flow rate that we need to run ethanol. Now, on petrol, this probably wouldn't be an issue, but on ethanol, this is definitely presenting itself. So what I'm not going to do is take any of the data that we're logging here on the upper end of the MAF curve and bring it into the MAF curve. We probably already.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.